I've got bittersweet news for Carolina Panther fans. Bittersweet. Oh, so bittersweet. Bill Barnwell of ESPN, who, shout out to Bill Barnwell, interviewed him a few times, but I don't know the guy. He is one of the few that when there's just a pure list, if he wrote it, I will give it credence, right? I don't believe he ever does it for clicks. I don't believe he ever just throws it together. Bill Barnwell of ESPN, when a list comes out, you can bet it's well researched and quite frankly, even if you disagree with it, there'll be you'll have the moment where you're like, okay, at least I see where he's coming from, right, in the explanation. So shout out to Bill Barnwell. Again, don't know him, but I enjoy his work. But he ranked every single NFL football team of this century. So since 2000, he went in and he found, I think it was the 25 best. But to do that, you have to search through them all. He went and found the 25 best NFL football teams of the century. And I'm not talking about the Patriots have been the best this century. I'm talking about every year, every team. Panthers were on the list. So there's the tease. I actually thought they were pulling a clickbait on me because I don't know if everyone else has noticed this. It's probably an AI thing, but I can't pretend to understand how to code. The ESPN homepage is now getting more and more custom. So on these lists, because I've selected the Panthers as a team to watch that I'd like to stay updated on, when they put these lists out, now the headline on my homepage is did the Panthers make the top 25 teams of the century? Meanwhile, if somebody else had selected the Patriots as their favorite team, it's probably going, how many Patriots teams are in the top 25? Their headline is custom to them. So when I saw the Panthers were the question, I was like, okay, they're going to have me click on this, and the Panthers aren't going to be on it, and I'm going to go, congratulations, here's your click. But then I clicked on it, search Panthers, they were number 19.
What?
The 2015 Carolina Panthers, the year that Cam Newton was the MVP and they made it to the Super Bowl and lost to the Broncos, is the 19th best team of the century.
Wait. The team that stormed to a 15-1 record.
14-0.
Didn't lose a game until December.
Yep.
Dominated the NFC South.
So you're saying they should be higher?
Yes.
Oh.
And made a memorable run to the Super Bowl 50 with the MVP of the league leading them is 19th.
See, my thought was there's been 25 years, which means 25 Super Bowl champions. And most lists blindly look at rings. So I thought them being 19 was actually kind of luxurious. I thought that was kind of a compliment, especially when I read the description and the first thing it says is, I'll understand if Broncos fans are mad when they see the team that they beat in the Super Bowl made it onto the top 25 while the 2015 champs did not.
I'm not saying they deserve to be in the top 10.
You want 15.
Top 15, I feel like at least. I mean, I get that they didn't win the Super Bowl, but also they were going up against Peyton Manning at that time. We didn't know it. His farewell season.
Peyton Manning was bad at that point.
And then also, I mean, their
defense
the storylines
is the one that made it happen.
All the storylines, the Josh Norman, Cam Newton fight, which pretty much sparked the team going on that incredible run.
Okay, this is even better. This is perfect. So Graham is illustrating what I believe is the sweet part of this news, which is it is always fun to reminisce about one of your best teams, right? To give the flowers, to do exactly what Graham was just doing, right? Cam Newton, the MVP. You had the defense. You had, Josh Norman, Kawan Short. You had Kurt Coleman all on having career years. You have Keek. You just drafted Shaq Thompson and on and on and on and on and on. The coaching staff. Remember when Sean McDermott wasn't turning the Bills into a juggernaut? Instead, he was running the Panthers defense. And it's good to see that even though you didn't win a Super Bowl, you're still being mentioned among the best teams of the century. That's nice. You want to hear the bitter part of it? The bitter part of it is you had a legendary team with a legendary performance from a legendary quarterback with a strong coaching staff, even Steve Wilkes being kind of the associate head coach. You had a strong defense. You had good leadership. You had Greg Olsen leading a pass-catching core that was maybe underwhelming with Ted Ginn Jr. and Jericho Cotchery and some other guys that were making it happen. But you had it all put together and you still came up short. You had it all. That team was better than the Broncos. I think if that team played the Broncos 9 out of 10 weeks during the season, they probably win.
If the Super Bowl had been like a best-of-7 series like we see in other sports, then I can agree with you on that. I think the Panthers probably would have ended up taking it.
So the sweet part is you are getting your flowers a little bit. The sweet part is you are getting a chance to stand up and go, I knew we were that good. Or as Graham did, I actually think we're a little better than that, right? You are in the mix. You're in the conversation. The bitter part is you had it all, and we're still sitting here fantasizing about, longing for the first actual championship that the Carolina Panthers can win, despite the fact that you did it all. I'll equate it to a more recent example of a team here in the Triangle. I think John Shire's Duke basketball team this past year. Like, you look at what you did to get there, and you go, we should do the exact same thing. Right? If we change nothing, I think we win again. Right? If you put together last year's Duke basketball team and you run it back, I think you're still the most likely team to win a championship. I think if you replay the 2015 season, the Panthers are the most likely team to win a championship. It's actually maybe even more frustrating in that a lot of times when you lose, there's something you can point to. Well, we weren't good enough here. We weren't good enough there. But it's even more frustrating to know, actually, we were good enough. We were the best team in the league that year. Matter of fact, we're one of the 20th best teams of the last 25 years.
They had all that swagger. They had all that talent. And Luke Kuechly just speaks for himself. Greg Olsen, Cam Newton, the flip touchdown that we played coming in. Everything that I just listed in terms of the 15-1 record, not losing until December. And guess what? Panthers fans are always going to remember from that season.
The fumble?
Cam Newton not diving on the fumble.
Yeah. Do you know what else I actually found was interesting? And that now I'm going to try to like make it okay, right? I'm going to try to ease everybody into it. If you look at the teams above, right? And again, I trust Bill Barnwell. A lot of these lists I think would be given for clickbait, right? And you'd put just bad teams up there. You'd make sure the Brady Patriots weren't in the top 5 just so everybody would have something to yell about. I don't believe Bill Barnwell does that. The team right above the Panthers, 23 Ravens. They also did not win the Super Bowl. Team right above them, the 22 Eagles. They also did not win the Super Bowl. You look up the next team did win the Super Bowl. The 2013 Broncos lost the Super Bowl, number 15. There's more teams up there that did not win the Super Bowl. The 07 Colts, who did not win the Super Bowl. The reason why I say that is this list, I believe, confirms what we've always known, which is the best team doesn't always win the big one. Right? It's the team that peaks, gets hot, gets lucky, gets a good draw through the playoffs. So it is not outlandish for Panther fans to say in arguments, and you'll probably get some pushback from your friends, but if you're advocating for the Panthers to say we were the best team in 2015. We didn't win it. We were the best team though. But by the way, the 07 Patriots didn't win the Super Bowl. The 01 Rams didn't win the Super Bowl. These are some of the best teams in the history of the game, but it's just random enough in the postseason that the best team doesn't always win, similar to what you say about March Madness, right? You got a six-round single elimination tournament. The best team's rarely going to win. In football, right, you can't play best-of-7 series, so you're going to have some randomness. You're going to need guys to get lucky. Panthers didn't do that. And yes, Cam Newton didn't dive on the football.
One thing that I might be willing to double down on.
I want to hear it.
The 2015 Panthers team's the best in franchise history.
Oh, I think that goes without saying. I mean, there's 2 contenders, right? It would be the first Super Bowl appearing team or that team there. And I think the 2015
But
team
to be fair, I was pretty young when the Panthers made the Super Bowl for the first time against the Patriots in 2006. So I don't really remember too much about it. The 2015 team was like the team.
It wasn't 2006. It was before that.
2000.
I think it was 3.
2003.
I actually have it. Yes, the 03 Patriots beat the Panthers 32.
The 2015 team, like, you know how Carolina Hurricanes fans always talk about the 2006 team, like my dad's friends, like that was their team. That was the team that they went to, like, but they found ways to go into Game 7. The 2015 team was like my Panthers team.
And yes, you like every generation has their, but also I'm not talking about like your favorite, right? Because your favorite could be, I don't know, 2009. I don't or 2011 when Cam was a rookie. I don't care who your favorite is, or maybe it's Christian McCaffrey year. Like you can have your favorites. When it comes to best, I think the 2015 team. I mean, it's not only the best Panthers team ever. It's one of the 20 best teams of this century. 32 teams, 25 years. Do some math, right? That's a lot of options, and they're in the top 20 out of all of them, which is awesome. And like, darn, we didn't get the Super Bowl for it.
I just remember the pain. Like that's the first time that I went to a Super Bowl party and wasn't there just to like eat food, just to cut up with friends. Like it was like eyes glued to the television. And once Cam didn't dive on the fumble, like a bunch of us like stormed out of the house, whoever's house that we were at. That's how upset it made us.
A little dramatic, don't you think?
Well, when it's your home state team, Tim, and you're in the Super Bowl,
I don't know.
What would you want me to do? Oh, good season.
If you storm,
Cam did.
Do you think if you storm out, he's going to have recovered the fumble when you come back?
If I had known that Cam Newton was going to have a shoulder injury later on, I would have said, well, you know what? He didn't want to injure his shoulder that early on, so good thing he didn't. No, I could have thrown a vase. I think storming out was probably the best thing in that scenario.
Punch a hole in the drywall. Throw a controller, break the TV, take the buffalo chicken dip and whip it against the wall. See, that's the bittersweet, right? But now you look back on it fondly, like that was the best team ever. It's the bittersweet of it all.